Good morning, everyone. I think this rock needs a haircut. What do you think? Like I said, good morning, everyone. It's 5:20 in the morning. Another big monumental day, sorta. Go over 500 miles today. That's a big deal. 500. That's like a token number, right? 500 is always a big milestone for anything. Also, we get to Monson. So Monson, get to update my pants. I get pants that fit. I get new shoes. I can get a belt that's not rope. If you've ever put rope in belt loops instead of a belt, you know it doesn't work because your pants fall down below the rope and it doesn't work well. I get to get a new sleeping pad of some sorts. Mine goes flat like every 5 minutes now. I got to call Spot. So there's a whole laundry list of stuff I need to do today. But that's all part of Monson. The reason why Monson is monumental, it begins the final leg of the northern journey. Just a hair over, it's like 120 miles left. That's it once I get into Monson today. So, where am I? So anyway, this is a big deal. 100-mile wilderness, no services, no nothing. So, and I don't know how it's going to be. I only got a couple of videos. What do I got? 3 videos or whatever. If I can get them out in Monson today, I will. But if not, you'll see. I probably won't get any out until after Katahdin and get down to Millinocket. So. Anyway, where am I at? It's early. You ever been in your bed at home and it's cold in the room and you're under your blanket and it's all snuggly and warm? You just don't want to get out. That's how I felt this morning, but I'm really excited. I got one mountain, 2 miles up, 2 miles down, a little over 4.1 miles. So I'll be done with that in a little over 2 hours. Right around 2 hours. I'm enthusiastic this morning. Legs feel good. I'm probably going to boogie right up this mountain and get down the other side, and then it's all flat all the way into Monson. I think I only have 14 miles to the road, so that gets me in early afternoon. And then I'll check in after my last. I didn't tell you my hostel story. After my last hostel guest, the guy that was in the room with me. Inconsiderate, disrespectful, narcissistic, all of that stuff. And I didn't say anything to him. Normally I would, but I told myself I'm not going to focus on the people that are being negative around me and that are stupid and don't pay attention to the people around them. This guy left it. I mean, we're sharing a bathroom, and he left freaking hairs all in the sink and the shower, everywhere. Just guy was a slob. He left all his stuff all laying around the room and stuff, and wakes up 5 o'clock in the morning, starts banging around, turning on lights and stuff. Didn't ask me if I was awake, none of that stuff. And then had the audacity. Here's that hostel I told you about is run by a young couple with a small baby. This is their livelihood. This is how they make their living. Fantastic. You saw the pictures. Fantastic hostel. Great place, great location. They were very courteous to us. They provided everything we needed, everything we asked, they did, so on and so forth. So we're leaving, and the shuttle's supposed to leave at 8 o'clock. That's the schedule. And this guy wanted to leave a little earlier, but he never talked to the guy who's driving the shuttle if he can get a ride earlier or not. And there were other people he could have called, but he had the audacity to say, well, this place isn't going to get a very good review from me because the guy wasn't on his schedule. And that sort of put me over the top. I'm like, dude, you're gonna mess with these people's livelihood, give them a bad review because he's not on your schedule. Because after everything else this guy did, I had to say something, because now this affects other people, and it affects their livelihood. It affects their whole life. So I said that's just unsatisfactory. So that was something I had to say something about. And he walked away. He started walking. He goes, I'm just gonna walk downtown and hitch you for a ride. And he split. So anyway, and thank goodness I haven't ran into him again since. Hopefully I don't. I know he's not that far behind me, so I'm bound to run into him again. I'm only a little. I think I'm a half a day, possibly, ahead of the whole group. I think they're planning on summiting on the 17th. 2 reasons why I don't want to summit on the 17th. If I can, anyway, today's the 9th. That's 8 days from now. If I get into Monson now, it's going to take me 5 days to get through the 100-mile wilderness. So that puts me on the 14th if I left tomorrow. Which, if I left tomorrow, it's going to be a late day. So the first day won't be that big of a... So anyway, I can still do this. I'm going to shoot for the 16th. The 15th or the 16th up over Katahdin. A couple of reasons. One, and this is sort of a silly reason. It's not a silly reason, but at the same time, it's silly because I'm actually putting stock in the fact that it says it's going to start raining on the 17th up in that area, which we all know that changes fast. So probably not an issue. I'm just really excited. I'm fired up. It's not even 6 o'clock yet. I'm on the trail. I'm headed to this one hill. And once I'm over this hill, it's smooth sailing. I'm in a bed tonight. And I get new gear. Man, so much about today is going to be good. So anyway, I am on some dirt road and I think I'm getting ready to climb. So I'm going to close this out. I don't know, what am I at? This probably won't even work because it's sideways, I think. Because I turned the camera sideways. I don't know how this is going to work. So anyway, hope you guys are safe. Sorry I ranted, but some things you just, when you get old, now here I go, start ranting again. But when you get older, you don't change. Fundamentally, you don't change. You might want to. You might want to temper some of what you do or say, or you might want to try to do it. But fundamentally, at my age, it just seems like it would be difficult to fundamentally change your makeup. Now, I know people say they do, and people change the way they act, but do you really change your core function? Do you really change your core reaction to things, especially when they're things that bother you a lot? No matter how unnegative you want to be, it's hard not to be frustrated when things of this kind of nature of what I'm talking about happen. It's hard not to be frustrated. Try your best, let them do, and that's the thing. If in old days, I see someone being disrespectful, I'm in your face. What the hell's wrong with you? All that stuff. I have changed in the aspect of what is the outcome going to be if I say something. And I look at that now, because this kid, if I had said something to him, would it have changed anything about the hair in the sink and the shower and not cleaning up after himself? Would it have done anything? No. It would have. My low battery thing came on. I forgot to charge my phone last night. All I would have done was push his button and he would have just huffed and puffed and walked away. It wouldn't have done a damn thing. So if it's gonna make a change in someone, by all means, say something about it. Bring it up. But if it's just one of those, you know, he just doesn't care, what good's it gonna do? All you're making is confrontation. Now you got an uncomfortable situation for the rest of the time you got to deal with it. Why mess with it? So I've gotten a little more astute at figuring out whether or not I should say something. I take the time, but sometimes when somebody does something and it irks me, I blurt it out. I come right out, dude, that's messed up. So I am set in my ways when it comes to that. I just don't do disrespect to the people around you. I don't do that. I freaking hate it. So anyway, I'm stopped ranting. I should re-record this because it's 15 minutes long, and all I've been talking about is the negative stuff. Today's a big day, and I'm very excited. I think that's why I'm all charged up. So anyway, did I say the reasons? One was the weather, and the other, like I said, that group. I really like a lot of those hikers. But at the same time too, the one thing I didn't say was that's a group of hikers that all started at Springer Mountain in Georgia. I'm not part of that group. I became part of that group because timing has been set up on our side, my side, to be with a group like that. But I'm not part of that group. But they all say hi to me. They all welcome me in like I was part of the family. So I've been part of that family for, I don't know, a couple of weeks. And it's been good to be around guys like that, share the stories about what's down south and all that. But anyway, okay, my ramble's done. I will show you anything on top of this mountain if I can, if it's not too early and it's foggy. And I'll show you anything else on the way to Monson. And then once I get into Monson, if I can download some videos, I will. If not, you'll see that I will talk to you next week sometime. Okay? You guys be safe. I gotta add in one more thing about what I was talking about. I forgot to say. Remember the guy, the slob, the inconsiderate guy that I had to spend the night in the hostel with? The guy was in the Army at one time. And that's the one thing probably got me too. Here's this really disrespectful, not paying attention guy. If there's one thing they teach you in the military, is discipline, respect for others, respect for authority, that kind of stuff. You know, it's one of those things. It probably irks me more to find out a guy's in the military that acts like that than it does just some Joe Bag of Donuts kid that just his dad or his mom or whatever never really taught him the rules of the road, I guess. But here's a guy, spent 4 years in the Army, didn't learn a damn thing. You know what I mean? There's no way. One thing they teach you in the Navy, that's for sure. I don't know, you Army guys might not learn how to clean up after yourselves. But in the Navy, we clean up after ourselves. You go in there, you got 30 guys sharing 2 sinks, 2 commodes, and 2 showers. And you're all fighting to get in there in the morning. You don't leave your freaking facial hair, your head hair. You don't leave a mess in the shower. You don't do that. And here's a guy, 4 years in the Army, just slovenly idiot. So anyway, I just had to add that this kid was in the military. Go figure. I just gotta say, if I had to hike 30 miles today, I think I could. I'm just fired up. I wanted you to see this is the beginning of the climb of this last big mountain before Monson. And big is a relative term. I think it's 2,500 feet tall, but it's nothing. It's not like rock scramble or anything like that, normal. But anyway, really excited. I'll be up and over this thing and trucking down the road pretty fast. So anyway, thought I'd share. So I want to show you guys something. my dilemmas. So I'm walking on the trail. I'm looking down because I'm going uphill. I don't want to trip. Trail's going, right? Just going. Well, if you look up, look way down there. See all those blue blazes? I'm off trail. So this is what happens when you're looking down and there's roots and you're just trying to not trip. You really have to pay attention sometimes, especially if you're not looking at the map and don't know that there's a turn coming up. See, I'm on white blaze here. So I'm walking. All of a sudden right there's a blue blaze. I didn't see that. So what happens is, here's the trail. It's going off to the side. See that? And there's a big old sign that when you're looking down, you don't see Summit Bypass Trail. So I went almost all the way up to the summit and I saw a blue blaze. I wasn't paying much attention. And boom, just walked an extra 0.2 miles up, 0.2 miles back. So, and I don't want to bypass because it bypasses the summit is what it does. I could have kept going and I would have been right back on trail. But I'm not out here to skip parts of the trail. So that's the deal there. So I'm going up Moxie Bald Mountain. So anyway, we're going up, White Blaze. This is why you really have to pay attention. You can't always look down. And the problem with going uphill is you're looking down to make sure you don't trip on anything while you're walking. So, see all the roots? You gotta pay attention to the roots too. I wanna show you what I just went through. These rocks all have fallen. So I had to go through all these rocks. And look there. And then this big ass rock here fell on this rock here. Made this cave-like structure. Way out here in the middle of nowhere, the cave. See that? If I'd have stayed on that blue blaze and not backtracked, we would have missed all this. That's why you always backtrack, don't blue blaze. You miss the best stuff. So this morning is a great example of why you should always follow your instincts when you're hiking. So last night I pulled in at the base of this mountain at about 6:30. Now, just so you know, it gets dark at 8:30 here. That means it sunsets at 8:30. That means it's dark about 9 o'clock. I knew this mountain was 2 miles up, and I know it's another 2 miles down. And last night I'm thinking, man, 2 miles up a mountain, that usually means you're not doing 2 miles an hour going up a mountain. I don't anyway, depending on the mountain. So I figured it'd take me about an hour and a half. That would have put me in at 8 o'clock. Or put me at the top of the mountain at about 8 o'clock, the way I thought last night. I'm like, I don't know if there's any sights up there. But being on top of the mountain, the sunrise and or the sunset would have been cool. Sleep up here, just cowboy camp on the rocks. And I had sat there for a while and I started eating, and a couple guys said, yeah, we're gonna go up. I'm like, no, I'm already hung my bear bag. I'm gonna stay here. Well, should have followed my instincts. I came up, those guys are still here, said they got to see fireworks last night over the river. There's a big river. That picture I just showed you, there was fireworks over it. Great sunset. Awesome sunrise this morning. And it took me, even with the detour, it only took me less than an hour to get up here, just under an hour. So I'd have made it up here by 7:30, would have saw the sunset, would have saw the fireworks. I'd be up, I'd already be an hour down the trail, I'd already be on the flat part on my way into town. So that's why you always follow your instincts. Don't put off till tomorrow. The old cliche, don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. I could have easily made it up here and saw some stuff that I didn't get to see now because I decided to be lazy last night. And lazy is probably not the right word, but nothing was wrong with me last night. I wasn't breathing hard. My feet weren't hurting. Nothing. It was the last shelter before this mountain, and I'm like, I'll stay at the shelter. They got good tent sites. There's water there because there's no water up here on top of the mountain. So, needless to say, jot that down in the little notebook in my head that if you've got 2 miles to go at the end of the day and you still got enough daylight to do it, you need to do it. So I paid a price for not doing that. I lost some visual things that I would have loved to see because I made the wrong decision. Let's put it that way. It wasn't necessarily a wrong decision, but it was a decision that I paid the price for it. So anyway, I tell you, getting up the mountain, it wasn't that difficult. I had lots of vim and vigor. Vim and vigor. Who said that? Cowardly Lion, I think he said vim and vigor when he was talking about being the king or something like that. Anyway, wow, can you see all that out there? Look at that. Great views up here. I don't know what lake that is. I'm not sure. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I said it. I'm on top of Moxie Bald Mountain. I'm assuming it's called Moxie Bald Mountain because it's just all rock up here. And I'm getting ready to climb down some rock. So I'm gonna drop off this video right now. I'll talk to you later. And I don't know if I ever said what, I know I just used a term called cowboy camp. I don't know if I ever explained what that is, cowboy camping. If I didn't explain it, if I'm being redundant, I apologize. Cowboy camping is where you just pick a spot, throw down your pad, lay down on your pad, and throw your blanket, your quilt, your sleeping bag over the top of you and you sleep. No tent, no nothing. Cowboy camping, just basically camping under the stars. So a lot of guys do a lot of cowboy camping out here. They just throw their pad down and they crash out. I always hate, when you're up high like this though, it's not an issue, but when you're down lower, and I always tend to get down lower, there's always mosquitoes, and I'm not a big fan of being buzzed in the middle of the night, so I always would like to be in my tent, especially if an unexpected rainstorm comes through. But anyway, that's what cowboy camping is. Well, end of day 42. Guess what? I made it to Monson. Well, almost. I got a little bit left, but I want to do end today right here because there'll be people at the parking lot. There's a shuttle guy coming. I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm staying at Shaw's Hiker Hostel. So today is no Nero. Today is a full day of hiking. I hiked 23 miles today. Big day, big day, big day. So, Sunday. Anyway, sorry. So, taking a 0 tomorrow in Monson. Pick up gear, pick up boxes, all that miscellaneous stuff. Just found out they have a little brew house here that serves burgers and beer. So as soon as I get in and get down, get showered up, they stay open till 9. So that means I go down, belly up to the bar, have a ice cold frosty beverage with nice big fat greasy juicy cheeseburger with onions and all that bad stuff on it. Yeah. So it was a good day, long day, lots of hiking. Like I said, 23 plus. So went over 500. I think I said that before, but it's official. So that's a good thing too. So tomorrow, like I said, I'm doing a lot more than just getting shoes. I'm gonna revamp a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna send home some more stuff. My sleeping bag is way too hot. I think that's having an effect on why I'm not sleeping at night. I'm sweating so much. And the material on my bare skin, it irritates my skin too. It could be the down. Maybe the down is having a reaction to my skin. I don't know, but it's really uncomfortable to lay in bed at night with that quilt on. So I'm gonna get a 40-degree, as lightweight as they have, some sort of quilt, blanket, sleeping bag, whatever, as light as they got. I don't even need it. If I sleep in my layer, you know, I have a t-shirt I sleep in. It's a wicking, you know, synthetic shirt. And I have a pair of like these synthetic pants that I can wear. If I wear those, I don't need my sleeping bag. Problem is, in the middle of the night, it just gets chilly enough. I mean, it's in the 50s. It's not even chilly, but it's got a bite to it when you've been laying all night. It just takes the edge off. I'll be honest with you, if I could get one of those astronaut, one of those, you know, the looks like aluminum foil, but it's a blanket kind of thing. Because all I need is something to hold in my heat, and I'm good, just to take the edge off. I'm sending my sleeping bag home. Same way with the sleeping pad. I'm sending it back to REI tomorrow. No more air mattresses for me. I'm going back to my egg carton thing. I'll get one of those tomorrow. I broke a couple of my carbon fiber stakes for my tent, so I got to get a couple of those. Got to get a new spoon because I lost my spoon. I got to get a belt. I got to get new shorts because my shorts are way too big and I need a belt. What else? Of course, the shoes. I think I said the shoes. So I'm going to overhaul a lot of stuff, what I got going on. Because if it's this hot up here, it's stinking a lot hotter down south, and definitely don't need my sleeping bag. So anyway, that's my end of day. Hope you guys are safe. I think I'm in day 42. So I'll see you back here on day 44 in the 100-mile wilderness. Hope you guys are safe. Oh, and by the way, did I mention I hiked over 23 miles today? Yes, big day.